Hello, and welcome to Virtual PCT, brought to you by the Pullman Civic Theater. In times like these, when you may be cooped up in your homes, isolated from others, stories provide our only escape from the monotony. That's where we come in. We start our story. Among a distant patch of stars in the Milky Way galaxy, two scouts from an Earth Science Corps have crashed their vessel in a nasty crevasse of jutting rock on a wind-blasted scar of land somewhere on the planet XL-771. XL-771 is barren, dark, and toxic. The landscape is 100 kinds of purple, green, and yellow. A ferocious gale cuts the crags and whips the verdant gases that belch from the ground. The scouts have erected their deep space survival net as a shelter, fashioning a kind of tent from the adaptable material. Huddled inside the enclosure, atmospherically sealed against the hostile environment, they await rescue from the main research camp. Scout 1 munches a field ration stick. Scout 2 keeps busy with a small scanner, analyzing the area around the shelter.
Hey, is this still working, or did you break that too?
The scanner is fine. The ship's distress signal is holding. Rescue team shouldn't be far.
Didn't take you long to wreck the new Corvette, did it?
I apologized already.
Don't want an apology. Want my credit chips.
I obviously don't have them with me. I'll give you the chips when we get back to the camp.
If we get back.
We'll get back. This sort of thing happens all the time in new territories.
Maybe with you. That was $250 inside the first hour. Took you 30 minutes. I think you should pay me double, especially if I have to wait. 500 when we get back, or I'll tell the lieutenant and all our pals you crashed us because you got the squicks again.
I did not get the squicks, and you're not getting 500.
It's alright getting the squicks. Happens to everyone. To you more than most.
I didn't get the squicks again.
Of course you did. Ate too much chili at the mess before takeoff, just like graduation night. Got rumbled by this crazy wind, scared of the purple rocks, and bam, squick all over the terminal, in your trousers, and now we're here. With you owing me 500 chips.
Hey, I was forced to eat that bucket of chili because the lieutenant beat me at cards. Anyone would have had a digestive catastrophe with that load. I may be a bad gambler, but I'm not stupid enough to fill my gullet before takeoff. I was top of our class, if you forgot, and it's $250.
Yeah, the lieutenant beat you at cards. If only you hadn't opened your big mouth about his girlfriend's hair. That's your real problem, mate. Your big mouth. Always shooting it off and stuffing it full at the wrong times. Bet you could request medical leave, get it checked out. It's a legitimate condition.
My only condition is being stuck with an ape in a survival net. And I've got the big mouth. Me.
The biggest. Mariana's Trench. Scouter's Maw. What do you think they named that after?
That wormhole was discovered before either of us were born. Try harder.
So they had some foresight. Those astrophysicists are smart, you know.
A lot of rich deposits around, even with what little I can read from the scanner. Guess it's good we landed here.
Crashed.
Cram it. Hey, might be able to link up with the ship's systems through the scanner, get the feed from the external cameras, and maybe see what hit us.
I didn't detect any impacts, except the obvious one.
The systems got jolted by something. That's for sure. I lost a lot of subroutines and most of the flight controls a few seconds after we passed into this sector. The pre-flight checks were all textbook. I don't know what else would have caused this.
Worth a look, I suppose. Anything to clean up after yourself.
I didn't get the squicks, and you're not getting 500.
Hey, toss me another ration stick. You have any of the cheesy ones?
Did your arms and legs break in the wreck?
You're closer.
I'm busy.
Playing with your scanner.
Getting data of nearby resources and more information about what caused the accident.
They'll send another team anyway, and the flight's recorders got everything else. Waste of time.
I'm trying to salvage this. The more information we can bring back, the better. Besides, do you have something more useful to do?
Yeah, eating a cheesy ration stick. Now get out of my way.
Hold on. What is that under the ration packs?
Looks like a plant shoot.
Did you notice any other flora?
Nope. We should take a sample.
Agreed. I'll get the kit.
Hey, look at this. I think it broke through a couple of packs instead of getting squished. Tough little dandelion.
Very. And look at the little bud on the other stalk. It's got some kind of residue. Looks like...
Cheesy residue. Blast the little monster. I suppose good judgment would dictate I shouldn't eat it, now that it might be contaminated.
Looks like it can, though. See? That part is opening up and pulling the bits inside.
A plant that eats field rations. Beautiful.
This is definitely going to help make up for the crash.
Give me the sample kit. Let me snip 'em. Revenge for the snack sabotage.
Don't get too zealous with it. No need to disturb the local flora any more than necessary.
It's just a tiny plant. I'm sure there are more.
It's the principle.
Fine. Got lucky today, Dandelion.
We're receiving a ping from the rescue ship. They shouldn't be long now.
Ask them if they brought any cheesy sticks.
Now who's stuffing things in their mouth?
Ow!
What's the matter?
I think the plant just bit me.
What do you mean?
I mean the little part that was bogarting our rations wrapped itself around my finger and took a sample of me as I was cutting.
That's adorable. You're sharing.
Hey, mate, who knows what's in that who knows what microorganisms might hitch a ride back with me? What's in the shelter's medical harness?
Looks like there's exactly one xenophilic binder syringe. Here. Bind should hold until you get checked out at the camp. Guess it'll just have to make sure I don't get bitten.
Don't worry, I'll let you lick the syringe tube. Just like whipped cream.
How generous.
Did you get access to the cameras?
The damage might be disrupting the feed. It's not very clear, but it's something. I haven't found anything interesting yet.
I suppose I'll make myself useful if I'm going to be taking up medical supplies.
Sure. Syncing the feed to your suit's communicator, so you should see it in a second. I'll widen the range on the scanner while you're doing that. Maybe get a better idea of what's out there.
Cripes, this feed is garbled. You must have done a number on the ship.
I'm telling you, everything gave out a few seconds after we hit the sector. There was no warning.
I bet I could have pulled us out. Kept the camera feed intact, at least.
Yeah, well, you didn't certify as a pilot.
Navigator's basically the same thing.
No, it isn't.
And a lot of good your training seemed to do. Which course was it, the one about gracefully skipping off the rocks in a crash instead of smacking directly into them?
Cram it. Keep looking.
Doing my best, mate. You didn't leave me with much.
Look, just choke on another ration stick or something and let me concentrate on these scans for a minute.
Fine, fine. Hey! They're gone. So is Dandelion.
What?
The rations. No way it ate them all.
I'm sure it didn't eat all of your precious snacks.
I didn't move them and I didn't see you touch them. Last thing was Dandelion and old Dandy's gone. So are all of the wrappings. There's nothing left.
They're somewhere. Anyway, you probably cut too much. Maybe it shrivels with damage. Some kind of defense mechanism.
Hey, I wasn't using a machete.
Hold it. Incoming from the rescue team.
What did they say?
They've gone down.
They're down?
Not far from us, actually.
Last, what happened?
They said they suddenly lost propulsion and controls.
Perfect. Well, I suppose we could hoof it to them. If they're close, and if this wind doesn't hurl us 3 sectors away, we'd have more rations and medical at least while we waited for another transport.
It'll have to do. Okay, let me wrap up these data readings. You get the gear ready.
Already on it. Oh, there's your impact, by the way. Take a look.
That's all you found on the footage? It's barely visible. Just looks like a little harpoon of fluid, maybe?
Looks like the spit trail from all the wads I shot at you in cadet training.
Don't remind me. Did you find anything else, or more of those?
That was it. Footage timer put it at right after we flew into this area, so maybe the space bit had something to do with all of this after all. We can reassess with the others. Let's just get a move on.
Fair enough. It'll be a long hike. Here's your helmet.
Thanks. I still have the xenophilic binder if you want to lick the tube, just in case we run into something.
Pretty sure licking anything you've touched would give me the squicks again.
Fair enough. Okay, we ready to saddle up?
Sure thing. Let me just... Oh! Whoa! Take a look at the scanner.
That is not a small mass. It's moving.
In our direction. And look, more smaller ones?
Is that above ground or below?
Below.
They aren't changing course.
Did you feel that rumble just now?
Something tells me Dandelion told his friends about us.
You've been reading too many pulp magazines.
My bloody finger had a talk with my gut, and they both agree to err on the side of get the frag out of here.
Look out!
That mangled toothy weed almost clamped down on my boot. Stamp it dead!
I'm convinced. Let's grab the medical harness, and here. Let's each take a repair torch. Flame's pretty big. Might be our only chance up close.
Better than nothing. Probably still gonna make it sound like a ray gun.
Whatever keeps you frosty. You ready?
Let's do this.
500 credit chips, we both make it out of here and get a round of drinks from the lieutenant.
Raise you another 500, you squig yourself on the way.
You're on.
The story you just heard was Bet the Space Farm by Matt Ma, featuring Matt Ma as the narrator, Sam Updahl as Scout 1, and CECIL MILIKEN as Scout 2. Special thanks to Mike Long, our Foley artist who put together all the sounds, and Kristen Williams for editing the video. I hope we were able to give you an interesting escape from your daily life. If you enjoyed this, please consider donating to PCT at www.pullmancivictheater.org. Thank you for joining Virtual PCT. Good night.